I'm going to give you 3 bright spots for the Chicago Bulls heading into All-Star break, and it starts right now. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Chicago Bulls Breeze. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. This is the only channel talking Chicago Bulls, how Bulls fans talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So the Chicago Bulls have a couple of games here before the All-Star break, a back-to-back versus the Detroit Pistons. And I actually won't be live on the channel tonight because I am taking my daughter to her first Chicago Bulls game. I had to whisper that because you never know where the ears are around here. But nah, man, it's going to be a great time tonight. Won't be live, so it'll be fun to be in attendance. Here's the thing, though. As we get down to these final 30 games, right? AK talking about 30 games are the games for the young guys, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be phenomenal. And I don't know why I turned AK into Trump. That feels wrong in my part. It was going to be a great time. We're going to make it perfect for the Chicago Bulls. We're going to get this franchise back in order. No, realistically, he said these 30 games are very important. The last 30 games are very important for the Bulls moving forward. And the real question is kind of, where are you right now? Where are you at in this moment in time for these 30 games to be important? What are some of the bright spots that you actually have on this team? And so I want to give you 3 of those bright spots. They may be 3 of the only bright spots on this team, and it may be a tough time. Yeah, you got to really look, but I think that there are some actual good pieces that you want to see be a part of this team moving forward. And let's start it off, of course, with the young Matas Buzelis, a young star in the making, possibly. I think that Matas Buzelis has so much potential, not only just as somebody who is a high flyer, right? And we'll see that in the All-Star game this weekend, but somebody who's really turning into a versatile scorer in his time as a starter in this league over these last 7 games. He's gotten more minutes, and we've really seen him be able to show out in that time. I think offensively, when you look at him as far as the rookies are concerned right now, right? He's 3rd in scoring in that regard. He's got the highest efficiency out of all of the rookies right now as far as scoring the basketball. And there's a lot to there is a lot to build on with this young man. And I think that when you look at the game that he has right now, not only just him as a versatile scorer, of course, around the rim, but also the 3 ball and how he's been able to get that to fall. I think that's something that as a Bulls fan, you really, really feel excited about moving forward. And to me, it's the confidence. I mean, you're talking about flashes, not only of just his size and athleticism, but also his shot creation and his ability to be confident in the game that he has worked on and the game that he's looking to put together. I think that's the thing that has been missing so often with this Bulls team is you don't have anybody that just exudes that confidence. Matas Buzelis walks on the court and expects to go out there and get buckets and has been able to back that up with his play. Now, to me, you kind of have to talk about how does he fit in with this team moving forward? How does he fit in with the core of this team? He could be the core of this team. And I think here's the thing. If Buzelis continues to develop, this dude could be a major problem for opposing teams just because of how many different ways he is really impacting games on the court. For me, right, not only just on the offensive side of the ball, improving dramatically as a defender with more time on the court. When you talked about one-on-one, I thought his pick and roll defense was absolutely piss poor. Now he looks like he can actually move his feet and has an understanding of like, okay, if I need to play back and go under the screen, I can get a hand up because of my length. He's learning how to use his length in the league now. And also, okay, if I need to drop down because I'm not going to be able to get up top and they go with the roll roller here. I can use my length as well to get the arms up, make a shot tough, instead of just going for the block shot. He said it on Locked On Bulls earlier. I thought it was hilarious, actually. He said he had a little Tyrus Thomas to him. Anytime somebody eyebrow faked, he was up in the air, and that was very early in the season. Now you can kind of see the confidence that growing, the ability to keep guys in front of him, and to me, to time up the shot blocking, which he's up to 1.7 blocks per game in his time as a starter. Seeing the growth offensively, seeing the growth defensively, and seeing the continued confidence in his game grow and his expectations continue to grow in the right direction, I think that is very, very important for the Chicago Bulls moving forward. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you think that Matas Buzelis could be a young star in the making for the Chicago Bulls? Will he be a problem for teams moving forward? Let me know down below. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. We've got this also on audio form. If you search up the Windy City Breeze, the podcast, you not only get the full podcast, but you also can get the Chicago Bulls Breeze podcast on there as well. Number 2 on my list is maybe a little bit more of a, I'm not going to say an obscure name, but maybe one that you wouldn't think of as a bright spot right now. But with more minutes on the floor and more opportunity, you've kind of seen him start to pick up the pace over these last 5-6 games where the Zach LaVine trade goes down and we need some other guys in there who are going to be really nice off of the bench. And that to me is Jalen Smith. To me, the conversation around Jalen Smith has definitely changed as far as him coming off of the bench, because he's still bringing that rebounding. He's still bringing that defense that I guess is kind of what we wanted him here for. But now the stretch potential for him. And I think that's something that as Bulls fans, we really didn't see. 3 of his last 5 games, he's been able to score 14 or more points. He shot the basketball incredibly efficiently in his last 5 games. The only game that he didn't shoot the basketball well in is that Celtics game right before, where just about everybody played poorly. He was 3 for 10 in that game. But versus the Raptors, 17 points, 7 for 10, 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. Also gave you 5 rebounds as well. Versus the Heat, only played 15 minutes in that game, 3 for 6, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. Versus the Timberwolves, 14 points, 6 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. And then the Warriors, 15 points, 5 for 7. He was 4 for 5 from the 3-point line, shooting that 36% average that we have seen this season. He has shot the 3 ball incredibly efficiently this season. And to me, I think that is something that you really can hang your hat on as a piece moving forward. Now, is he a starter for you? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's your future big for the Chicago Bulls. Although, listen, the numbers would kind of speak to that when he's gotten more opportunity, especially earlier in his career, right? When you saw his numbers be the highest with that Pacers team, 24 minutes a game, the most minutes he's played in his career, 13 points. He shot at 37% from the 3-point line and shot 7 and was able to give you 7 rebounds there as well. Also over a block a game in that situation. Those are the moments to me where you do kind of look at Jalen Smith and say, maybe there's more there. Still incredibly young. He's only, what is Jalen Smith? 20... I don't know why I just went away from that. I'm just 24 years old on Jalen Smith right now. And listen, to me, when you talk about the potential of what he can be, he's showing you almost a complete skill set as far as a big man. Doesn't mean that he's going to be a star. Doesn't mean he's going to be elite. But when you talk about a steal, can he be somebody that you can rely on a consistent basis to do his job? That is, you need guys like that. And when you talk about the size, the rebounding, the ability to impact that rebounding game, the ability to get out and run, to go up top, especially with guys like Josh Giddey and Lonzo Ball on the roster, now adding Trey Jones into that as well. I think this might be a really good move for the Chicago Bulls. And let's be honest, as far as the team goes, Jalen Smith is kind of, he gives the Bulls something that they have desperately needed. It's not just size, it's defense, and it's a guy who can knock down the 3 ball. Nikola Vucevic has shot the 3 ball better this season than he did last season, but Vooch has been an inconsistent shooter for the Chicago Bulls at times. It's why, we've seen this team struggle so much offensively, because they have relied on Vooch for the 3 ball. To me, Jalen Smith has given the Chicago Bulls something that they have desperately needed, and dare I say, I'm actually happy to have him on the roster. I think he is one of those bright spots moving forward for the team, and we'll see what that ends up being at the end of the day. Let me know you guys' thoughts on Jalen Smith. Do you think that he could be a bright spot for this team? Is he somebody that you're glad to have on the team? Is he somebody who you look at and say, you know, that's a guy that I think can actually make a real impact for this team moving forward? Finally, I got to get to the guy, the homegrown young buck, right? And dare I say it, the homegrown leader. A lot of questions around the Chicago Bulls team, but I think you have a future leader on your team in Ayo Dosunmu. And I think that the fact that you could talk about his two-way ability, his consistency in and out of the lineup, when you talk about him on the bench, when you talk about him in the starting lineup, when you talk about him as a spot-up shooter, when you talk about him as somebody who needs to be the point guard, when you talk about him as somebody who has to come in and guard the best player on the court, when you talk, like, there's so many different aspects of it that I can give you. Ayo's just the epitome of consistency, and I've talked about him as kind of that Kirk Heinrich kind of guy. Hayes brought up a Luol Deng type of player as well, just consistent. You knew what he was going to get, and he could give you different things in different moments. But for me, the leadership is the most important thing that Ayo Dosunmu can bring to this team, and it's still an incredibly young player. And I'd go as far to say, it's going to be tough for you to keep Coby White and Ayo Dosunmu moving forward. If I'm keeping one of the two, I'm keeping Ayo, because I know what Ayo brings to the court, no matter the position that he's put in. He still brings that energy. He still brings that fight. Still young, 25 years old, right? A lot of basketball left in the game. I think that he's somebody who could be when the superstar shows up, and I don't know if the superstar is here. I think you might have a star level player in Matas Buzelis if he continues to develop. I think that, you know, you've got some nice pieces that maybe you can see some flashes out of, but I don't think the star is here. I don't think that Ayo Dosunmu is the star. But when the star does show up, he doesn't have to instantly become the leader of this team. You could be the face of the team, right? Derrick Rose the face. Joakim Noah very much so was the leader. But you could be the face of the team. But I think Ayo Dosunmu was the guy that gets everybody in order. Remember, even as a rookie, Ayo Dosunmu was the guy that was, yo, hey, get in the huddle. Let's go. Let's talk. We got to figure this out. Yo, we got to talk about the defensive coverage. Everybody get in the huddle. Like, remember that rookie year where, like, he's yelling to DeMar DeRozan? How many technical fouls did he keep DeMar DeRozan from getting? How many times does he pull Vooch away? He is always that guy who is trying to make sure that his team is doing the right thing and playing the smart way. I think that Ayo Dosunmu, as far as a homegrown leader, is exactly what this Chicago Bulls team needs. And realistically, I think that he is a very, very bright spot for the Bulls. I think he's a key part if this team is going to have long-term success of that success. And the fact that he's doing it in his own city, I think it makes it even bigger. You know what I mean? Listen, you're talking about a player that embodies what the city is. And to me, by the end of this season, we'll see kind of what moves the Bulls end up making. But if you told me by the end of this year that you traded Coby White to try and get something back for him that was going to be beneficial because you don't believe that you could sign both him and Ayo to the kind of contracts that they're going to command going into this next cycle, I think that you're talking about Ayo deserving a bigger role, proving that he can handle a bigger role, and being a huge part of that, the future of this Bulls team. And to me, I love it. I love to see it. I think it's the best part about this for the team. But listen, 3 bright spots for the Bulls. There they are. Laid them out for you. Hope that you guys continue to rock with the channel, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Is there a player on this team that you are most excited about? Drop a comment in the comments below. I'll be down to talk with you guys as well. As always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. See Red Nation. Stand up. Peace.